Raymond Burr, a name forever tied to iconic roles like Perry Mason and Ironside, carried a life story far more complex than the characters he played. Born on May 21, 1917 in New Westminster, British Columbia, Burr's early years were shaped by hardship. Through his parents' divorce, he moved with his mother to Vallejo, California, where financial struggles forced him into a variety of odd jobs as a teenager. That quiet resilience and inner strength would one day become the foundation of his on-screen legacy. Before Hollywood came calling, Burr's life was anything but ordinary. He worked as a ranch hand, a traveling photo salesman, and reportedly served in the U.S. Navy during World War II, though records surrounding his service remain inconsistent. But there was always one constant: his passion for acting. He found his true calling at the Pasadena Playhouse, where his natural talent quickly set him apart. From radio to stage and eventually film, Raymond Burr's journey into the world of performance had begun. In the late 1940s and early 1950s, Burr made his mark in Hollywood's noir scene. His imposing frame and intense stare made him a natural for villainous roles. Whether it was in Hitchcock's Rear Window or the film noir classic A Place in the Sun, Burr had a knack for captivating audiences with his brooding presence. But it was 1957 that changed everything. Cast as defense attorney Perry Mason, Burr transformed from Hollywood heavy to heroic icon. His performance as the brilliant, unwavering lawyer became one of television's most legendary roles. Over 9 seasons, Burr's portrayal set a new standard for legal dramas, earning him 2 Primetime Emmys and leaving an imprint that generations of lawyers and TV fans would never forget. Not content to be defined by one role, Burr found new success in 1967 as Robert T. Ironside, the wheelchair-bound police consultant in Ironside. At a time when disabled characters were rarely depicted with dignity, Burr's portrayal broke barriers, showing a man whose mind and willpower were his greatest strengths. His dedication extended beyond acting, as he worked closely with disability advocates to ensure the role was both accurate and respectful. Behind the scenes, Burr was a man of deep compassion. He supported numerous charities and causes, from children's health initiatives to conservation efforts. He was also an accomplished horticulturist, owning an orchid business and later, a vineyard in California's Dry Creek Valley. His private life, however, was carefully shielded from the public eye. For decades, he shared his life with Robert Benavides, a former actor turned production consultant and Burr's partner in both business and life. Their relationship, though well known within their inner circle, remained unspoken in the public sphere. Hollywood in the mid-20th century was an unforgiving place for anyone who lived outside its narrow expectations. Yet, Burr and Benavides quietly built a life together centered around shared passions, from their vineyard to their thriving orchid business. Earlier in life, Burr had a brief and little-discussed marriage to actress Isabella Ward. They met at the Pasadena Playhouse and wed in 1948. However, the marriage quickly unraveled, strained by Burr's demanding career and personal responsibilities. They parted ways within months, finalizing their divorce in 1952. Neither remarried. Their time together remained a distant, almost forgotten chapter in both their lives. Raymond Burr's later years were defined by a return to the role that made him famous. Throughout the 1980s and early 1990s, he reprised Perry Mason in a series of made-for-TV movies, drawing in old fans and introducing new audiences to the iconic character. Even as he battled illness, Burr remained active, dedicated to his craft and his fans. When Raymond Burr passed away in 1993, it was Robert Benavides who stood at his side. In a final testament to their bond, Burr left his entire estate to Benavides. In the years that followed, Benavides honored his late partner's memory by transforming their vineyard into a commercial winery bearing Burr's name, a symbol of both their shared legacy and a quiet love story that endured for more than 3 decades. From the courtrooms of Perry Mason to the mysteries solved by Ironside, Raymond Burr's career was built on characters who stood for justice and truth. Off-screen, he lived a life shaped by strength, generosity, and a determination to protect his privacy in a world that often demanded otherwise. In the end, Burr's greatest role may not have been on television screens, but in the quiet dignity with which he lived his life.